Retro VGS is a system we've talked a lot about on this channel. Their Indiegogo campaign finally launched early last week and has already come to a close. The team behind the Retro VGS decided to end the campaign, refunding everyone's money back, and they're kind of going back to the drawing board with the system. So why did this happen? Well, a couple things happened in the public eye that weren't so attractive. There was a discrepancy between the Retro VGS team and one of the guys that was working on the boards. He was actually creating the boards for these systems. They had a big falling out. The Retro VGS team didn't handle the situation probably as well as they should have, and so that really left a black eye on the situation. You also, at the same time, had Pico Interactive, which is a company that was bringing Supernova's Arc 3D to the system, leaving the system because they weren't informed of things. There seems to be a lot of lack of communication between the Retro VGS people and people working on the platform. So both of these happened in the public eye on the Atari Age forums, which is a great forum if you are into retro gaming. It's definitely a place you should check out. So a lot of people were sour on the Retro VGS because of that. Plus you have to factor in the price of the campaign and everything that was going on with it. And they just decided, you know what, we're going to pull it. It's sitting stagnant at about $65,000. We're not going to make our mark. We need to go back to the drawing board. And I think that's a good thing, honestly. A lot of people might be saying, well, why is that a good thing? Isn't this the end? No, it's really not. They've said that they're going to pull the project, but they're going to look at things. They're going to analyze what they need to do, and they're going to try to, correct some things going on. So, just in case you guys at Retro VGS, Mike and all you guys happen to see this video, I have 3 suggestions I want to give you guys, because honestly, I kind of want a system like this. I want to see a system like this succeed. So, I don't know, maybe you guys will take my 3 suggestions to heart, and maybe it'll make for a better system. Let's get into my first suggestion. My first suggestion is something that should have been kind of obvious, but I think it's definitely obvious to you guys now. You need to have a working prototype. I'm not saying it needs to be a fully completed system, but something 85% complete. Something that people can, get behind and see the design and see what the system is capable of. Indiegogo and Kickstarter are a different ball field nowadays. Back 2-3 years ago, all you needed was an idea. That's why things like the OUA and Mighty No. 9 came to fruition, both of which aren't really living up to people's expectations who back those products. So people are a lot more stingy with their dollar. They want to see more. They want to see what the system is capable of before, giving you guys their money, their hard-earned money. So you guys really need to have that working prototype. I know you put up a video of John playing around with the system, but still, that's not quite enough. You really need to have a working prototype. Ideas and stuff are great. I get that you guys have the passion behind it, and that's why a lot of people believe in you. And that's why a lot of people are interested in this product because of that passion. But if there's nothing being shown of the actual product, it's hard to give you guys money. So first and foremost, when you guys come back to the Kickstarter or Indiegogo, whichever you end up doing, please have a working prototype. My number 2 suggestion is, once again, an obvious thing, but something that I feel I need to tell you guys, and that's the games. Games are important. Games can sell hardware. And especially in this sort of era where, games are so important to some people, you really need a killer lineup of games. What I saw from the Indiegogo campaign was pretty decent. I liked Tiny Knight, I liked that Adventures in the Tower of Flight, I liked Gunlord, but there needs to be more. You need to have a killer title. If it requires you guys spending money, spend the money. You know what I'm saying? You guys saved a lot of money by getting the Jaguar cartridge, the cartridges and the system model. So that sort of money should be going towards these developers. Developers aren't going to want to put their game on a platform for a cartridge if they're not going to make money. I understand it's a business at the end of the day, but they'll also be able to see the passion behind the project. And if they can make money from it, I'm sure, of course, they'll bring their game. But you might have to spend money to make money. It's kind of business 101. I know you guys know this sort of thing, and you were hoping that people would come and flock to the system, but it obviously isn't happening. A lot of developers show interest, but they need to see things. So that kind of goes back to point number 1, which is the working prototype. But point number 2 is you gotta have the games. Really get a killer title. Get something exclusive to the system. If you have to shell out the money for it, do it. That Double Dragon trilogy sounded awesome. Everyone was talking about that. They weren't really talking about the other games so much. That's what people want to see, familiar franchises. They want to see characters and franchises from the 80s and 90s brought back to life. And people own those IPs, and those people may be interested, but you gotta do more than just reach out and get a maybe from them. Get some more commitments. Get something up and running on the system. And that's my number 2 thing. You gotta have the games. My third and final thing is something that I really feel strongly about, because at the end of the day, it is a business and you do have to look out for yourself. I totally understand that. But my third and final thing is you have to be able to admit defeat. What do I mean by that? I'm not saying you guys are defeated at all. If anything, you've shown that there is a huge interest in this sort of system. So many YouTubers are talking about you guys. You have forums all over the place buzzing about the retro VGS. But right now it's for the wrong things. But I kind of go back to the all publicity is good publicity. Sure, you have bad publicity now, but if you could channel this into good publicity when you relaunch your campaign, and you guys have said to yourselves that you're lowering the system cost, this could be huge. This could turn this whole project around. But in the same breath, you have to be able to admit that you can't do something. What do I mean by that? Well, basically, if you can't create a system that people are going to want to buy, then don't make it. It's as simple as that. I know you guys are very passionate about retro games. I'm passionate about retro games. I want to see you guys succeed. I want to see the system be able to sell units and cartridges come out and people be hyped about it, because that would be awesome. That's great for the retro community. But if it's not there, don't be afraid to admit defeat. Everyone has a dream. Everyone has a passion. As long as you go for that passion and go for that dream, if you come up short, it's not a big deal. You can still make money selling off those Jaguar shells, the cartridges, whatever, man. I'm just saying, don't get in over your head. Don't overpromise if you can't deliver. So hopefully those three things kind of resonate with you guys. A lot of guys are angry about this kick to the Indiegogo because we wanted this thing. We wanted this to succeed. There is an interest for it. You just have to harness that interest. Get back to the roots, man. Get back to the Atari 2600 to the PS1 graphics sort of era that you were aiming for initially. We don't give a shit about these new games. We don't give a shit about more advanced hardware. We don't want to spend $300 when we could spend $300 on a Wii U, $350 on the 360, or $400 on a PS4. You're trying to fight those systems. That's a losing battle. Go for the 150 mark, even the 200 mark with a couple games thrown in. I have faith in you guys. You have the passion, you just need a little help. Hopefully this video helps you out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions to the Retro VGS team, leave them in the comments, baby. Maybe we'll get them to see this video. I am friends with some of the guys that are working on the system and working on games for the system, so maybe we could create a little buzz just from our own. As always, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe for more great videos, and don't forget, leave me your comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Later.